Welcome back, everyone, to Goosebumps. It has been a little while, but we return. We promise this series does not finish until every last one of these fuckers is read and buried.
We always come back.
Yeah. I can't promise we're releasing these once a month. We've gotten pretty busy, but we will get these out when we can.
Yeah. Every episode will be released. When? Hopefully monthly.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. I have to take a lot of the blame on this one.
Yeah.
I've gotten very busy. I do a lot of shit now.
I read this book first week of November. That's why I'm not talking about it. It's been 3 months.
Yeah.
I ain't touching it.
Yeah.
And I'm not reading that book again. You cannot make the one book I have to reread that book.
Yeah. It's all I can say is yeah.
We have been dreading Say Cheese and Die Again since we read the first one. We knew this was coming up. I will say it's not as bad as I was predicting it to be. It's still not good, but it's not awful.
I still hate it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit harsher on it. It's still a shit book.
Yeah. There is a conflict.
Yeah, but like, what's the conflict, Hadley?
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yeah. And we have Beast from the East, which we will be talking about in a minute. But was there anything else you wanted to mention first?
No, not really. Just thank you for sticking with us, Sweeting and Cuff. Probably just those two.
Loza watches these.
No, not Loza.
Yeah.
Who else? There's a slight chance that Adam would be watching. Probably not. I feel like there's one other person. Probably Fitz.
Yeah, Fitz will be watching this. There's a couple of people that have watched the first video and have said this is really good, and then they don't watch the rest of the series.
It's understandable. It's like roughly an hour, you know.
Yeah.
And oh well. Not everybody's quite as insane as we are. I suppose that'll do us, and I need to start talking about this fucking book.
Well, we talk about Beast from the East first.
Oh, true. Please go ahead. Tell us about Beast from the East.
Beast from the East is a pretty fucking solid book. We're coming back with a banger, and the first thing I wanted to mention before getting into the actual book itself, this cover is overlooked. This is a phenomenal cover. Look at it.
I do agree. The use of color in that cover is just fucking great.
The book describes like the forestry. I don't think it goes into enough detail, but it is kind of meant to be almost alien, like the setting they're in. And you feel that. This cover, I don't know what I'm looking at. Are those mushrooms? Why do the trees look like umbrellas? What is this? It's very strange, and you're not really going to get a feel for what the book is just by looking at the cover. And I don't think the taglines do a real good job of it either. He's a real animal, every beast for himself. But what I really like about this book is it has a theme. And the theme is the art of game.
How far we've fallen. Yeah. You're like, yay, this book has one theme.
We don't really get books with themes.
No, you don't.
Haunted Mask has identity and self-image, I guess.
That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So starting out, we have Ginger.
Oh, sorry. Can I quickly just say before we start? So this was my first Goosebumps book that I read getting back into this. So we had to stop because we had to wait for me to eventually get back into doing this. That was my first book coming back. I really fucking like this one.
Yeah.
If I had read a different Goosebumps book, I'm not sure that we would still be doing this. That fucking book reminded me why we're doing this.
The diamond's in the rough.
It's not even in a rough. It's a diamond. It's fucking good. Yeah. Please continue. Tell us about the Beast from the East.
So Ginger is out camping with her family, with her annoying little twin brothers, Nat and Pat. And you can't tell them apart. I don't know why they named them Nat and Pat. The parents hate them. And the parents are like, you go out in the woods and you go exploring, have some fun with your brothers. We're probably gonna have sex or something. I don't know. And
Daddy needs more twins.
Yeah. And of course they get lost, and they don't recognize a lot of the fauna and flora that are appearing around them. And like, what the fuck is this? This isn't in any of our like nature books. And then they come across this little dude. And they're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And they're like, there's a tension scene where they're hiding behind a rock or something. And like, did it see us? And yeah, it does. I love the cliffhanger ending here. You hear them say, "Tag, you're it." Something they set up earlier is like the kids are really into hide and seek. I guess I should mention also one of the brothers has gotten lost at this point. I think they were
that is important.
Yeah, they were playing hide and seek, so one of the brothers has fucked off. I think it was Nat. It doesn't really matter which one it is.
I think it's just one of them ran away scared because of the beasts.
Yeah.
There's multiple at this point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so the main one is Flegg. And Flegg is sort of the game master. He is in charge of maintaining the game. And I guess he was it before, for some reason, as well.
I think the game only starts once the kids are in the forest. But he was, I think, at the start of the game by default. Yeah. One of the beasts is it. This fucking book rules, man.
Yeah. So there's a bit of lore here where, like, basically these little creatures play a game called Beast from the East. And it's like, you get tagged, you can only get tagged from the east.
You're it.
Alright.
You're the beast from the east.
Okay, hang on, because you tagged me from the north.
So you're true.
Fucked. So
penalty.
You need to tag the person from the east to get them. And when the sun sets and you're still the beast from the east, they eat you. And Ginger's like, that's pretty bad. I guess I don't want to be the beast from the east, so let's not do that. And a lot of this book is her trying to chase down some of these beasts, just find someone to tag before sunset. She keeps running into these rules, and the beast is like, you told me you never played this before, but clearly you have. You've got the colours, you got the wanky colours.
Yeah, she bumps a flower and gets like its blue pollen on her, and the beast's like, oh, the blue pollen, that's 12 points. You told me you never played this game. You're a fucking master.
What do the points mean? I do not know.
No.
Because, like, really all that matters is who is the beast from the east.
All of the rules they say is, like, if you're not at that tree where the sun's going to set, if you're not there by sunset, we get to eat you.
Yeah.
It's an A to B, it's a you win or you don't. Why is there a point system?
Yeah. So, she's not even scared at this point. She's kind of annoyed, because she's like, just tell me what the damn rules are so I can play your game.
And then they're like, we don't need to tell you the rules. Obviously, you've got 50 points.
Yeah. And then one of the brothers touches the penalty rock. So now he gets to stay in a cage for the whole game.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame. What a fucking shame.
What a statement on that book.
I'll get it later.
You wanted to be talked about, Say Cheese and Die Again. It's not your turn. And I wish it was never your turn, but it's going to be. So she eventually does run into the other brother who has no idea what's going on. Doesn't even really believe her at the start until they finally do see the beast. Like, oh, okay, I get ya. And they hide under a tree with this weird dog thing. It's not really that important, but it's a brief scene where they're hiding. And eventually Ginger does find a beast to tag, but she doesn't tag it from the east. So she's like, actually, let's pause the game. It's established you can pause the game.
You get one.
Yeah.
You get one timeout.
Yeah. So she's like, let's play a different game. Let's spin in a circle and then we'll do whatever. I don't remember the rest of the rules are.
Mm-hmm.
But they spin in a circle and she's like, all right, game unpause. Tag, you're it. So then she's just like, all right, I just got to ride out the rest of the game. That's pretty easy. And then the sun sets. And she's like, Flegg, you done goofed. I'm not the beast from the east. You don't get to eat me. Tag, you're it. Flegg has to announce the game ends, otherwise it doesn't count. And you're like, okay, but if Flegg gets tagged, then theoretically he could just keep the game going forever until he's not the beast from the east.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little... The game's meant to be bullshit, okay? That's the point. It's still a little frustrating. They get to the fucking, like, the eating place where they're put on a spit or whatever. The other kid's broken out of the cage, but it doesn't matter. He gets captured anyway. And then the beasts see these twins together, like, oh my god, you did the clone moan, whatever. That means you're a level 3. We're only level 1s. Level 1s cannot play with level 3s. So we're going to let you go.
Why didn't you tell us that we knew you were good at this game?
So they're like, okay, the road back to your parents' camp, it's down there. Go have your fun. So they go back their merry way and they see this big beast and like, hey, I got to stop you. actually, it's cool, bro. We're level 3. We're no trouble to you. Oh, I'm a level 3. Tag, you're it. So also, the thing about the level 3s is they play during the night. So I guess, like, until sunrise is that thing.
And I think it's implied that it's, like, much harder to survive at night than in the day. That's your cliffhanger ending, by the way. That's the end of the book.
That is kind of like there is a scarier version of this book where they have to play in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So there is very interesting things going on in this book. I will defend the ending slightly. Yes, it is a cop-out, but that's kind of the point. Like, throughout this whole game, bullshit rules have fucked Ginger over. It would make sense that a bullshit rule is what gets her out of the trouble.
I don't give a shit about where the parents were.
Yeah.
So I'm very okay with the ending being, oh great, you're a level 3 player. You're the beast from the east, the end.
So you could do a sequel.
You could do a sequel.
It would just be the same plot. But...
It'd be the same plot, but, like, one of the twins dies.
Yeah. You don't kill people in Goosebumps books, unfortunately.
Back in my day, we were in Dead House.
Well, they didn't kill anyone. They just killed the dog.
It's true, but it was very sad.
Yeah.
So I really like this book. This book's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I, about halfway through, switched to reading all of the monsters as Dave Bautista, and it was fucking phenomenal. I had a great time. Everything they said was hilarious. There's a part where she's got a spider on her or something, and she manages to break out of, like, some room or something, and Fleg's there, like, swinging along the vines, and he's like, ha! I knew it! You are an expert!
Oh, my nipples!
Just fucking so funny. I had a lot of fun with this book. This was a book where it was never scary, but it was always funny and engaging, and it had its bullshit rules, and they were consistent enough, but there would still be bullshit.
Yeah.
Every single rule in this game is bullshit, but it was consistently bullshit.
Yes.
Consistently just shitting on the kids, and there is some logic that you can follow for the fucking monsters. Oh,
I don't know why there are points in this game. I don't know what.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I love it.
So going back to the theme of this book, it's very much about, like, sportsmanship. I warned Jared ahead of time, I'm going to bring up Game Grumps. This is from JonTron era. So they're playing a Super Nintendo Entertainment System basketball game, and there's this trick where JonTron is able to successfully land after throwing a basketball, but Aaron keeps tripping, and it's like, JonTron, how are you doing that? Oh, I don't think it's fair if I tell you. I'm going to give you an unfair advantage. What? No! You're telling me how to play the game.
How do I land? You obviously know how to land, so tell me.
Why would I tell you? It gives you an advantage against me.
It doesn't give me an advantage. It makes us equal.
That's not how you have a false view of how this works.
If we played fucking baseball together, and I was like, what's the third base mean? You were like, I'm not telling you, it wouldn't be fair.
It's not the same.
You would know more than me.
It's not the same.
How is it not the fucking same? Are you being serious right now?
And that's basically the entire argument for that video, and it's kind of like one of the bigger videos they've done. I do love when Game Grumps is just them fucking hating each other, in my opinion. And that very much covers back to this book, which is just the kids are at an unfair advantage. They don't know how to play the game. It's all bullshit and made up. There is something there, but it's fun. I liked this book a lot.
But they're experts.
Yeah, they knew the game.
They knew the whole time.
They knew
they're level 3 players.
They're level 3. Let me check my notes.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure my very first note for this book is just, what the fuck? That was fast, because you see what you think at the time is the beast from the east at the end of, like, the 3rd chapter.
Oh yeah.
It happens so quick.
Yeah, no, this book's got really fast pacing.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the camp books are like, because they just get right into the camping. What have we got?
Oh, my second last note is all caps. Just, they're all Drax, I get it now. Yep, okay, so the best note, most of my notes are, what the fuck is happening? I have no idea what's happening. What the fuck is happening? No complaints, but what the fuck is happening? That's most of my notes, except for one note, which is just not the fucking Looney Tunes sign. So I think at some point in the book, there's just some shitty little fucking sign that's up that says, like no humans here or something. Yeah. There must be just be, like, some dumb, like, rabbit season sign. I don't know, funny book. I like.
My other note, you're also going to hate me. It reminded me of an episode of Star Trek of Doctor Who, where like you enter into an alien culture, you have to learn their rules, and you learn to beat them at their own game. Particularly that scene where Jinder makes up her own game to trick one of the beasts. Mm-hmm. That was very much like adapting to the situation. So that was an example of like giving your character some smart writing, which is not something we see in a lot of these books. The main characters are usually fucking morons.
So you're saying this book was as good as Star Trek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a lot of dog shit Star Trek out there.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
No, I really fucking like that book.
Yeah. Didn't get a TV adaptation.
Yeah, so there is no pitch for an episode of this. This is just good luck. You can't really do this as a kids show. I
would just keep it to Fleg. Fleg is the only one playing.
The One Beast.
Yeah, the One Beast. We know they can do jungle because they've done How I Got My Shrunken Head.
Where did you stop?
We know... Yeah, you figure it out. We know that they can do little monster effects because we've seen like the gnomes, we've seen the dummies, so they can just make one beast costume, have a child or a dwarf actor get into it, and just go nuts. You don't even have to like dress up the jungle, and no one's going to care that you just filmed in a regular jungle.
You could do that. Would be very good because then a lot of the scenes are like, oh no, we fell down into this pit, and then like one of the beasts has to like, because they did a fucking good job of Horrorland. It's effectively Horrorland Part 2.
Yeah,
it's that energy the entire time.
Yeah, like half of the costumes in that are shit.
Yeah,
but like every now and again you get a pretty solid costume.
That's funny. Yeah. I suppose I wouldn't really want to change anything from it. They'd just have to. It'd be one of the higher budget episodes. Yeah. Which is probably why they didn't do it.
It's also just not a very well-beloved book, unfortunately. I read this one as a kid. I remember enjoying it a lot. And I will say this has board potential, for sure. But we'll be talking about that at the end of the video. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I think we have to talk about Say Cheese and Die Again now. I'm not very happy about that.
Oh, we didn't talk enough about this book. Is there nothing else you have to say?
It's just really fucking fun.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say.
Yeah.
It's just fucking fun.
Yeah.
Dare I say I love this book? I would absolutely recommend this book to anyone. It's a fucking funny book. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And there's so much joy to be had, and it's just sheer stupidity.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that is just me coming back to reading Goosebumps after a long time.
We'll get sick of it again pretty quickly. I know what we're reading next month. I'm not looking forward to it.
I can't remember what's next.
That's okay. I'll tell you and you're like,
That's so not exciting. I'm so not happy about that.
Anyway, speaking of groaning, let's talk about Say Cheese and Die Again.
I don't like this book. So let's move on to the TV adaptation. You say something about it, please.
I said before, I thought that this was going to be just an absolute pain fest. I don't hate this book. It's just one of the like mediocre ones, like, you know, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, or I don't know.
It's a pretty good comparison to Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Yeah. It feels a lot like that one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's better than the first book because there is actual conflict in this one. In the first one, the solution is you just stop taking photos. The thing is, we'll get into it, but like there is a running conflict throughout that you can't just fix by putting down the camera. So it's an improvement over the first book.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the first book and be fair to this one.
Yeah.
I really don't like this book.
Yeah.
But I really didn't like the first one either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely an improvement. Because in the first book, they'd be like, oh no, Joey kicked the fucking ball really high in the air. Yeah. And the camera said the ball's going to hit him in the head. Mm. Oh no.
He collapsed. But he was just pranking. Now he actually collapsed.
Oh no. The camera said that John's going to fall over.
Yeah.
There's much higher stakes in this book.
Yeah.
I don't like what those stakes are at all. But at least they're there. So I want to get the story done just so quick. So kid from the first book, I forget his name, Ryan Gosling.
Greg, it's right there.
Ryan Gosling is in class. There was probably a nightmare scene at the start with the camera. It doesn't matter. He's in class. He's written a report, and the report is about things that are true. The report is right about something that happened. So he wrote about this evil camera that he found in the abandoned house in the fucking neighborhood.
It's also really obvious that this report is just catching you back up on what happened in the last book.
Yeah. It's just, here's your recap.
Yeah.
So there was this evil camera, and if you took pictures with the camera, you would see the future, but it'd be bad. It'd be a bad future. And oh no, it was so bad and we had to get rid of it, and then everybody was happy. The end. Thank you for my report. Oh, I really need a good report, because if I don't get a good report, I can't go away to see my cousins in San Francisco. Oh, so it better be a good fucking report. And then Mr. Sauer, the English teacher, goes, Ryan Gosling, you're getting an F. It had to be about something real, not this dumb fucking evil camera bullshit. Very simple. The only thing you had to do was tell a real fucking story, kid. F.
To be
Get
fair,
out of my class.
I would also give Say Cheese and Die an F.
Absolutely. Mr. Sauer is doing his job.
Yeah.
and then Ryan Gosling's like, oh, mean old Mr. Sauer. If I prove to you that the evil camera is real, will I get an A? Fucking sure, kid. Why not? Yeah. Bring me an evil camera. So he has to sneak out in the middle of the night to go and find this evil camera. On his way, when he's trying to sneak out, his brother's going to his part-time job. Brother works at a fucking camera store now. Wow, everything's about cameras in this book. So he goes to the abandoned place, and it's been demolished. It's been knocked the fuck down, and there's like construction shit everywhere. So Ryan Gosling's walking through the rubble, and this new kid walks up, and the new kid's like, "Yeah, hey, my dad bought this place. We're knocking it down to build something. Why are you here in the middle of the night?" And then Ryan Gosling's like, "Oh, I needed a camera. There was a camera here and I wanted it." "Oh, yeah, we threw that thing in the bin. It was old. It probably didn't work." "Oh, no, it works. Is it in that bin over there?" "Yeah." And then Ryan Gosling jumps into the fucking like trash and he's fucking trying to find the camera. And the kid's like, if it still works, it's probably worth something. I'm going to go and get my dad and ask him first. And Ryan Gosling's like, no. And they're fighting over the camera. And, oh, no, we got a picture of the kid. And then I think the kid steps on a nail or something. Yeah. The kid's fucking bleeding. Fucking literally injured himself. Ryan Gosling runs away with the camera while the dad and like the foreman or whatever rush over and take him to the hospital. Don't even look at Ryan Gosling. Don't even notice the camera that he's holding. And Ryan Gosling's just like, I've got my camera now. Goes home, tries going to school the next day. He gets stopped by his friend from the first book. How do we pronounce her name again? Was it just Cherie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cherie's like, "What are you doing, Ryan Gosling?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing. Definitely don't have that evil camera from the first book again." She's like, "What the fuck you doing with that evil camera, Ryan Gosling? I'm not letting you take that to school. You fucking kidding me? I fucking got blimped out of fucking existence." And so they're fighting over it. They get a picture taken of her because it's the only way pictures are ever fucking taken. And it's a negative of her. It's like, "Oh, that's never happened before. That's cool." And then she fucking takes a picture of him.
Revenge.
Fucking, "Here's a picture of you, idiot, haha. Oh no, great, thanks. I look fat in this photo. Am I gonna get fat now? Thanks, friend." And he goes to school and he's like, I'm gonna show that teacher, I'm gonna show mean old Mr. Sauer the picture that I got of that random kid stepping on something, and he'll have to believe me. If I show him a picture of this kid he doesn't know, he'll have to believe me. And he walks into the class. He won't just think
that I took the photo after the incident.
So stupid. He walks into class with the evil camera and he's like, "Mr. Sauer, guess what?" And there's a substitute teacher in the room. And it's like, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Sauer's sick today. What's that camera?" Nothing. Can I be excused, miss? I've got to go put this in my fucking locker." And he leaves. "Oh no, I'll get Mr. Sauer the next day. I'm going to leave the camera locked in my school locker or whatever." wakes up in the morning and he's fat. Oh no, he's fat. And he goes to school and he's a fucking fatty tum-tum fight. It's the dumbest shit ever. And people are like, wow, you've been eating good, Ryan Gosling? He's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. He goes to sit down in class and Mr. Sauer's like, oh, who are you? You're not my student. Yes, I am, sir. It's me, Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling? Oh, no, you go to the nurse's office right now, young man. You don't look good. He has to leave class. He goes to the nurse's office and Cherie is there. And she's like she looks sick. She's like really thin. She's getting smaller and she's so weak. Jumping ahead, because why the fuck not? What's happening is the negative photo that was taken of her and the normal photo that was taken of him are now like siphoning her weight into him. It's the dumbest plot ever. So she's getting smaller and wasting away while he's getting inflation kinked. So they need to find a way to stop this before she rots away to nothing and he explodes.
That's how getting fat works.
That's how getting fat works. So what they have to end up doing, and it gets harder and harder because he gets fatter and fatter and she gets weaker and weaker, is they have to get the camera and they have to get the photos and they have to take it to the photo shop that the brother works at, and he has to make the normal photo of the negative of her and he has to make a negative of the photo of him. And that works. And they're back to normal. And then at the end, he takes the fucking camera in to show meet old Mr. Sauer that, yes, sir, this actually is a real thing that happened. Shows him the pictures. He goes, do you believe me now, sir? He goes, what? Why the fuck would I believe you, Ryan Gosling? Shut up, sit down. Tell you what we will do, though. We'll take a whole class photo with this camera. Say cheese, everyone. The end. This book sucks. That's the worst fucking plot. At least there's stakes. Yeah. Don't like that it's inflation kink.
I cannot name another Goosebumps plot that is based on a fetish.
It's so fucking bad. Yeah. I don't like it. No, that's all I have to say.
You know what? You can make an argument Monster Blood 3 is like growth.
Oh, yeah. No.
And like especially like the cover's got like the feet.
I wonder if Goosebumps was ever a sexual awakening for something.
Well, we established Why I'm Afraid of Bees was my trans awakening.
That's crazy to me. Imagine having your life impacted by R.L. fucking Stine. Surely there's a Reddit post somewhere where somebody will be like, oh man, I've got a fucking... I'm trying to pick something that wouldn't be horrendous to say. That isn't just one of the two that we're talking about now.
I have a fetish for ripping women's faces off and wearing them on my face.
We haven't read it yet, but I imagine somebody will be like, oh man, I'm a furry because I read Werewolf Skin.
Yeah.
And that was my furry awakening.
Well, it's not Werewolf Skin, but there is a 2000s book about a werewolf that has a very strong emphasis on the werewolf's feet.
Yeah, right. Oh... Thank God we're not reading that one.
Yeah.
To prove to you how little there is to say about this, we're now talking about fetishes and not say cheese and die again.
I might as well look at my notes.
We'll double check the notes just to make sure we're not missing anything important.
What I took away from this book is Stine learned one new thing about taking photos, and it's that you can have photo negatives.
That's it.
And he wanted to make a plot based on that.
He was like, oh wow, one thing.
And the tagline on the front of that says, think negative, real negative. Okay,
so apparently at one point they make a joke about a Honda Civic. They actively call out Honda Civic for a joke.
Right.
I knew in primary school, when I was reading Goosebumps, and any kid would be reading Goosebumps, I knew exactly one kid that would have gotten and laughed at that joke. That kid, sure as fuck, not reading Goosebumps. He was a fucking car kid, and he'd instead be looking through the fucking Honda magazines. Apparently there's one chapter that ends with like an anime cliffhanger, fucking like fan service shit. It'll be like, oh no, Cherie got small and then her clothes fell off, naked girl. It'll be something like that. I don't like this book. I don't like it.
I think there is like a part where like Greg's pants give away and that's like a cliffhanger. And
yeah. Oh no.
There's apparently when Mr. Sauer sees the photo, he thinks like it's a trick nail.
Yeah.
There are so many things you could do, say, or believe to throw away that photo as evidence. You go with trick now?
Trick now. It's a trick now.
What is wrong with you? There's one quote from Mr. Sal that's funny, like when Greg comes in the camera for his report, and Sal is like, today we're going to hear more of your reports about true things that happened to you. Like, he's really rubbing it in with Greg.
Sal was alright. I was really looking forward to seeing his shit get kicked in, and it didn't happen.
No.
But he's fun.
Yeah, that was all my notes.
Yeah. Nothing to say. Not a good book. TV adaptation.
Might as well.
But yeah, they just did it. They just did it.
Yeah, the one really major change is the ending, and like they sort of changed how they like bought and like destroyed the Spidey's house. In this one, the factory's still up. There's a new company that's bought it, and it's not important at all. So I don't even know why they brought it up.
That kid never comes up again.
Yeah,
like,
it's not even a kid.
The kid's not in the book. Sorry, no, he's not in the TV show. That kid's gone. The kid's dad is gone. It's just a guy who works at the factory.
Yeah.
I actually forgot to say in the main story, there is one part where the kid is walking around the neighborhood trying to find Ryan Gosling, but Ryan Gosling's fat, so the kid doesn't recognize him.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling's like, oh yeah, that kid, he lives up there. That's it. And then he's not important again. We never find out why he was looking for him. He was just looking for him.
We should also mention Ryan Gosling did not come back for Say Cheese and Die Again.
That's right.
Obviously, he was busy with The Notebook.
Yes. The Notebook. He was busy with Young Hercules.
Yeah. Never heard of it.
You know the Hercules TV show?
Like the animated one?
No, like the live action one.
No.
Like ties in with like Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh yeah, is that the one with Kevin Sorbo?
I don't know. I'm going to assume yes.
Okay.
They did a prequel series for that. Ryan Gosling was Hercules.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was like one season. Bruce Campbell was in those shows.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. He had a very fucking fun character.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, so boring we're talking about other shit. So not Ryan Gosling in this one goes into he like falls into the basement.
Yeah.
It's like they've just tried putting like a plank of wood over the entrance to the basement and then he just falls down into it.
Context, we watched this an hour ago, so there is no excuse for getting anything that happens in this adaptation.
Oh, that's a shame because it's happening. Fucking, I don't know. He goes
the acting
down there.
is terrible.
It was
all over the
dreadful.
board. Yeah.
If I don't prove to him the camera exists, he's gonna fail me.
Then fail.
Look, you don't understand.
No, you look. That camera is evil, remember? We had a pact never to touch it again. Take it home now.
Just need like one good acting, guys. Just one
good
morsel.
acting.
Just a morsel, a shred of good acting, please.
Mr. Sour is really fun. He kind of reminds me of Jack Black a little bit, but obviously
Like
he's
School of
not.
Rock.
Yeah.
The Curse of the Evil Camera by Greg Banks. That's quite an interesting report you gave today.
So Mr. Sour was fun. You really hated him, which means he was doing a good job.
Yeah.
I wish the kids were doing a good job, and there's only so many times you can say they're kids.
Yeah.
We know they can find good kids.
Carly Beth.
I don't care if I see Carly Beth in every second episode.
Yeah.
I'm willing to forego that information in my mind. Just enjoy a good kid's acting.
Yeah.
Like,
Should we just talk about the effects?
oh, terrible. They very clearly just got the shortest fat guy they knew for all of the fucking shots of fucking not Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Just body doubles whenever you're showing like the legs or the back or like a close up of the belly.
The fucking fish eye shot.
Yeah, well, so what they do with the face is they just give not Ryan Gosling, they shove like cotton balls in his mouth or whatever, and then there's this one shot where he picks up the phone and they just distort the image.
Hello?
Holy shit! It's terrible. It's awful. And Cherie's okay, because Cherie, they just do a little makeup on her so she kind of looks sickly, and it works. It's
I
enough.
think towards the end of the episode, they kind of shoot her in like an almost monotone. It's almost like black and white grey kind of. Like they changed the color. A little bit of color grading in Goosebumps. Could you imagine it? Could you believe it?
Yeah.
And that's fine enough for her. You don't really need to do a lot where she's just meant to be like fading away. There's like one shot where you see her hand go from normal to like wrinkled and dying, and that's like right before she's about to die, and they managed to save the day.
Once he's like super fat, they give him like a proper fat prosthetics because clearly they could only afford like the real big sets. So they just did some tricks for like the halfway point. And we were making fun of him because he kind of looks like Marlon Brando at that point, like really old, really fat Marlon Brando, especially in the Island of Dr. Moreau. With like the hat and the glasses, it looks just like him.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I haven't either, but I've seen photos like
I haven't seen photos of it.
Yeah. It's he does not look good in that movie. too bad.
I have to reverse these photos. Take this negative.
I need you to take this negative. I need you to do your man.
He's reading his lines off the photos.
I think that's about it. The very ending, they changed it. Instead of getting a photo taken of the whole class, they're Greg and, I didn't just say his name, not Ryan Gosling and Mr. Sauer are fighting over the camera and oh no, we got a photo of Mr. Sauer. Mr. Sauer's like, haha, that's great. It's like a real fucking camera in there. That's cool. This looks really, what the fuck? And his hair's falling out. And oh no, the picture showed him bald. Oh no. And
I will say
credits.
that there was a while for Sharita to show up, so we had this brief glimmer of hope they were going to change the conflict of this plot. And then she shows up and they're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
We're getting the bloke. We're just getting the bloke. In that regards, they did a great job adapting Say Cheese and Die Again.
Fantastic job adapting a piece of shit, guys. Unfortunately, it's a piece of shit.
Oh, like it goes without saying this was a one-parter.
Yeah. I really wish they really dragged out the inflation kink. I think that we could have had a couple more stages there.
Yeah, there's a director's cut of this episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Talking about that one? Thank God. Going to the board. Oh my God, it's been so long.
I know. I need to fetch it from under my bed. Stop groaning. I'm begging you. Please stop making the teenagers groan.
They're not teenagers, sadly.
They're like 11.
That'll do.
Say cheese and die again. It's not touching the board.
We wouldn't even dare to graze it. You should have seen the dust build up on this bad boy. I keep it under my bed. I got a dust feather out and I just went to town on it in my backyard. It was great. Now we are back. Beast from East will be going on the board. I'm pretty confident on that. What are you thinking?
Can you pitch me where you think it's going to go? Because I've already decided.
I'm going to say below Dead House.
I think this is better than Monster Blood.
See, this is the problem, Jared. This is the thing. Crouch down. This is what you tell me every goddamn month. If it ain't scary, it doesn't make it to the top. You have said so this entire video. This is a funny book. And now you are going back on your principles.
I'm a changed man, Hadley. It's been 3 months.
2024 has done some things to you.
New year, new me.
Okay, give me your pitch.
Well, I just think it's better than Monster Blood.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at what else there is in here.
I think the main issue with this one is just that the characters are a little annoying.
Yes, but I think that's okay because it's very overshadowed by how fun the monsters are.
Yeah.
Also, all the characters in these books are annoying.
Yeah.
Like
I like the characters in Phantom of the Auditorium.
Phantom's the one that I'm kind of worried about, so maybe this needs to go in number 6.
Yeah.
Because Phantom's not scary either.
Yeah.
And I let you have Phantom.
Yeah. Ghost Next Door's like hook is its twist. It is kind of a bit mishy-mashy, like, in the first half.
I'm thinking. They don't need to see me think.
Okay. This is a tough one, guys. This might be the one to break us.
It's better than Invisible, better than Shrunken Head, better than Monster. It's better than Dead House. Right. I love Jelly Jam. I actually put this one in the same level in my mind as Jelly Jam.
Yeah. They're both fun.
They're the two ones that I think are just so much fun. They're the two that if I had a budget to do whatever I wanted, I'd be making those two as movies.
Here's where we're going, right? Stakes of being wiped from existence versus stakes of being eaten.
This is the same.
Yeah.
It's the same stakes.
Yeah.
No, I definitely like it more than Cuckoo.
Okay. Night Living Dummy.
I want to say it's better than both of them. I love Slappy, but those two books are a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, they're the same books.
They're so high because it's Slappy and because you just can't fuck Slappy up.
I'm going to say I don't think it could go above A Haunted Mask 2.
I will concede.
Yeah.
I will concede there.
All right. We're a little crazy, and don't be surprised if we walk back on this next month, but we're going to put it above Night Living Dummy.
Well, we've said that we're not touching the board anymore until the end.
Yeah.
So at the end, this will not matter. In the final video, this will not matter.
Yeah.
So boom, go away. Go along, go along. Boom.
There you go, number 8 spot.
Hell yeah. Can you get the bin?
All right, I will put down the board. Okay.
He lasted a very long time. This was a year 1 book. So he lasted a very long time.
Yeah, he did. I'm really sorry. I liked this book. I thought the characters were fun, and like finding your reflections kind of cool. It's just, it lacks the sauce that we need in a Goosebumps book.
It was definitely lacking. Bro was lacking.
Yeah. So let's start from the bottom with this one, I think.
already know.
All right, tell me.
I think this goes right above the first book.
All right, where is Say Cheese and Die? It is below Monster Blood 3.
It is below Monster Blood 3.
All right, there you go, done. Perfect. Look at that. That didn't take us any time at all.
Shit book.
All right, Let's Get Invisible disappears from the board. See what I did there? Say Cheese and Die again. I'm feeling real negative about ya.
I had this super strong urge to punch you after that. Bad pun made my blood boil.
Bin. What are we reading next month?
I have no fucking clue. You have to tell me.
Ghost Camp and How to Kill a Monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another ghost book.
Yep.
Lucky me.
And it's a camp book too, so we're getting the best of both worlds.
That's 50-50 odds.
Yeah.
That's...
I don't know if it's 50-50 odds, because like, remember what's at the bottom right now.
Yeah. 50-50 odds of me loving it or hating it.
Yeah.
Because the Cam Jelly Jam.
Yeah.
Woo!
The vagueness of the title of How to Kill a Monster does not inspire hope in me. I think we're probably going to get a pretty generic book with that one.
The most we could hope for with that one is Another Beast from the East.
Yeah, maybe
that's the highest we could hope for.
Like a survivalist guide. If they went with that that sort of angle, I could get behind it. I just don't see that being committed.
It's Stine. It'll be trash.
Yeah.
It'll be something trash.
Yeah.
All right. See you hopefully in a month. Don't hold me to that.